here. Let's just make sure everything is set up here. It's a little... All right, that's good. That's good. Okay, I think we're good here. Little distraction. I know I still got a lot to do on my main project, but somebody brought something to my attention that there's a Godot Wild Gem happening right now, which, you know, I've been meaning to participate in. So, you know, I figure why not? Let's try and do it right now. Hey, Void. Long time no see, Void. I think your Discord... I think something's happening on your Discord account. But anyways, hi. So I'm... Oh, geez. I'm going to try to do this jam quickly. I really don't want to do it more than a day if I can help it. Also, I won't be able to work on it tomorrow at all. So it'll be a brief one. Nothing serious. I already have a game idea here. So I'm just going to quickly hit it. Just kind of like to keep my brain loose. Debbie says, dang, I almost had it, clicked it and everything, and it said out of stock. Yeah, it's popular. Void just gets that every time, I feel. But you had it last time. Hey, Dynamo. Long time no see, long time no see. All right. Well, what's up is that we're live right now. Hey, Petit. Well, I guess before I jump into the game jam, I'll first of all show you my progress so far on the roguelike RPG that we've been working on, which we're continuously working. Devi says hello, hello to Void. Not too bad. I'm feeling pretty good about what we have so far. I updated some of the graphics because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that, as you can see. So I have this main character thing. You see this like little goblin man, the thing. I can go up. Oh my gosh. Thanks for the gifted. The volume is really loud in my ear though. There you go. Oh, I know why it's loud. I gotta set it up to in-ear monitor mode. All right. Thank you for the gifted. Hey, Kid Astro says, why the doing game jam? You don't want me to do the game jam? Just to keep myself a little loose. So you can see the little enemies can attack. I can preview their moves. The range ones always target the player directly. The melee one just targets in front of me. So right now I am at risk of getting hit twice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit and move back to avoid those like that. See, now this is attacking me. I go block. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Move up. So we have some sort of game going on here with the victory condition and all. I updated the graphics and all, so it's looking pretty good. The next thing I was going to work on for that project in particular was the action preview, where you hover over the actions that are available and it tells you how much like action it costs, what's the cooldown, what's the impact, all that stuff, and range and all that. So I'll do that. Danimal says jump scare. Yeah, jump scare. But it seems that Void got the gift as sub. So congrats, Void. I don't know. The volume is kind of interesting how loud it is. I'm going to keep it there. Discool says, hi, how's your day so far, Ezra? It's just getting started. It's been well. So the game jam theme for the wild jam is journey. And then these wild cards are like just optional thing you can incorporate into your thing as an extra challenge. But I actually think that these make it so that it's easier. It's just basically giving you the game idea. I really wanted something that is like simple. I didn't want anything crazy, mechanically simple. So what I'm thinking about is a map maker type of thing where you have number of years and before the player dies or whatever. And then the whole goal is there's an auto-generated map that you start from somewhere, and then you're supposed to discover and map out everything as much as possible. and then abilities are hidden, or abilities or upgrades are hidden on these. So you're basically click on locations to uh, journey as far as you can. A reason it will be easy for me, I think, is because I was thinking about using this, my Delaunay's triangulation generator, where I have this thing already, where I created this map generation thing for one of the videos and my spacefaring game. So I could just use this, just increase the number of points, and then drop the player into the middle of the point. And then basically stats are simple so far. I'm not going to do anything crazy. We have number of years, what season we're in, and then amount of movement you can have, but which is like per season, how much you can move per season type of situation. That can't be that difficult. Is it going to be fun? I'm not really sure. Depends on the challenge, I think. Also, seems like it's really not liking something here, but that's not my problem right now. I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Dennis says, I gift myself a sub. Did you? No. Oh, yeah. You're different. You have to give yourself a sub instead of relying on others. The school says, what do you mean it's just getting started? It's 4 in the friggin' morning. Morning. it's 1:30 p.m. for me. Access says hi. Is C good to start with? Yeah, as good as any. But it really depends. The problem with C, I think, for Windows machine is that setting it up to start just messing with it might take a while. So you're learning a lot about like environmental setup as opposed to jumping into the programming itself. Cadastro says Delaney's triangulation made me regret dropping out of school. Why? Well, so basically I made this for my thing, and I've been using it a lot in different places, and it's been pretty good. Anyways, game mechanic, I have no idea. So far, I'm thinking I'm going to just generate a bunch of places, and each node will be different type of nodes, and depending on what node it is, it expends different things. The whole point of the mapping is that every time you journey onto a spot, you see what is neighboring. Anytime you stop at a certain spot, certain things happen. So you can come back to somewhere in order to move further, maybe. So we'll see. It may not work very well. Cadastro says, because I couldn't understand how to do it in 3D. Well, I mean, if you did the relationship vectors and the differences non-committal, like if you're doing like distance based on the vector differences as opposed to being very hard coded on like 3.2, then it should probably be the same. The magic is that it kind of works. Kidastro said I did it with the Voronoi variant. Ooh, Voronoi variant. I mean, that is harder to comprehend, I think. I did the Watson one. Which was easy. Access says nice, yeah. All right, so let's try and figure it out. I'm just gonna have a placeholder title screen real quick. Not gonna do anything crazy, though. I kind of want to do a little vibe check and like draw something to be like, ooh, pretty, because it's a jam game. But we'll see. I'll make it black here, and then have a label that says title text. The game. It's not going to be the game, by the way. That's not what I'm going to call it. However, I don't want to spend too much time thinking about this right now, so I'm just going to do this. We're speed running game development right now, real quick. Let's see how fast we can do this, even though that's not part of the challenge. It's all the wrong challenge here. Start. All right. Hello. You know, being fast is not the impressive part, I think. So we got to make sure we do it appropriately. Title is going to be probably have what I'm going to do here. I'm going to create a script for the main game here. And then this one is going to have a starting scene. And on ready, basically it's going to transition. Not really sure if I should do it as a packed scene. It probably should be a node 2D of some sort. Though this one is a canvas item, which is a node. You know what, I'm going to just say a node here. And for now, current scene might be something else. And say, hey, if this move child Q3, and current scene will go to the scene at child as method start. Then we're going to say current scene start here. Scene instantiate like so. Nothing crazy yet. I'm just trying it out. I'm not I'm not really trying to do it properly. I think mostly I'm just worried about finishing this before I have to go today. I only have like maybe 2 to 3 hours today. And I'm wondering if I can finish this idea within 2 to 3 hours of my time. Otherwise, I'm going to have to finish it on Monday, but I really don't want to. Hey, Cooley. Oh, look at that. Kid Esther says fast game jam. Yeah, exactly. Very fast. Kid Esther says, I did it in 2D and I did it with Voronoi variant. I did the sweep one too. Fast game jam. Yeah. A lot of things happening here. We're just kind of locking in without any purpose or anything. Let me just make sure it loads the game. Okay, it loaded. Great. So that's working. Title screen is going to do that. And what we're going to do here, another thing, each scene probably should have exit scene thing, which is a canvas layer in this case, but ultimately it's going to have exit scene. So I wonder if the destination for the exit should be determined by this or not. Maybe it does. I guess I should. So we can give node version of it. Yeah. And then basically in the game itself, when we're transitioning into the scene, we're going to say, hey, current scene has signal called, or what are we doing here? We're calling this exit scene with the node as a parameter. If that's the case, little rudimentary, but we're doing this. Let's see. Howling Hive, Howling Phantos. Denwell says, friend was making a jam game where you had to hide from collection agencies. He never finished, but the concept was funny. Yeah, that sounds funny, actually. I would play the game, as long as it doesn't give me the real fear of running away from collection. Cooley, hi Cooley. Cooley says, are we participating in the jam? That's what I'm trying right now. I'm trying to finish the game jam within the next 2 to 3 hours. Unlikely, but you know, I'm gonna give it a good old college try. Theme is not bad. I mean, I know you guys were saying like it's the theme is kind of boring, but it could be worse. Journey itself is pretty broad, I think. So I was saying that I'm gonna do basically these like graph map thing, and then players every time they move, a season changes, and then the year changes, and after a certain number of years, the player dies and you have to restart. And the whole goal is you're trying to explore as much as possible. And then I'm going to put a little interesting thing by putting limits to like what things are discoverable, what mysteries are out there that are not reachable that people might be able to see. So we'll see. And then I can put a little story in front of it if I need to. But we'll see. We'll see. Connect. Exit. Oh, gosh. Exit scene to the callable on scene exit, I think. What else do I need? Callable and then the flag. Flag is not really doing much anyways. Oop. Packed here. And then on exit, basically, we're going to transition to the instantiate version of the scene here. And then that should be good. That means on title, when the start button gets pressed, I can make it so that it next scene, which will be the game scene. I'll just simply exit scene, emit this, and the next scene happens to be the whatever game mode that we're going to do it. This game, we're going to close the game itself. For now, let's make a graph map mode here. So graph map is going to have a scene called journey mode. And then that's what we're going to take. Boom. I think. Why is it? Journey mode here. Oh, Denmal says hi, Cooley. Cooley says hi, long time no talk. Yeah, Denmal, it's been a while for Denmal to be here, actually. Hey, Conic. Hey, long time no see. Speaking of people who I haven't seen in a while. While is kind of relative, though. Debbie's saying hello. Denmal says, I usually am not available around this time, but lucky today. Ooh, I am lucky to be graced by your presence. Cooley says, it's not boring, but it doesn't inspire me. Nothing wrong with it. It's all me. It's okay. You can always make up stuff. But if it doesn't inspire you, I guess you don't have to force yourself to do it. I'm just doing it because I kind of want to chill out a little bit. I made some good progress. I showed my progress. Fox Shadow says, for scene transitions, I'd like to keep some objects on the screen or in the tree. How would I accomplish keeping an object on screen, say a main character, but change the scene? Reparent. So reparenting has an option to keep the relative positioning the same, even if you move it. So technically what you can do is if you load the transitioning scene as under, so I mean, it really depends on how you want to do it. You could have a transitioning scene that's like the canvas layer that's or node that's above everything. And then whenever you're inserting a new scene, it always inserts behind it. So you can reparent the objects onto the transitioning page, right? So you're popping it up onto the higher canvas layer, do the loading and unloading in the background. And then once the loading is done, you can reparent the nodes back onto the scene that has been transitioned into. Then you will keep the relative positioning of those objects, which is, by the way, the option in the reparent function. You could do it that way. I could think of it that way. Otherwise, you could also do some sort of shader trick of like copying the texture of certain nodes into a single or have the current scene make everything invisible. I don't know, but then that's not what you want, maybe. Somehow get a snapshot image of the screen where only the object that you care about is there. And then you can use that and keep it up as the thing and then transition. I mean, there are a few things. I think it really depends on what you're trying to achieve, I feel. But yeah. Uh-huh. Let's see. Cool says, I'm trying to find a game jam theme that makes me want to make something interesting. Hard to find one. How about I give you a game jam theme? Your game jam theme is MMORPG. Just kidding. Well, I'm kind of kidding. By the way, okay, so I mean, you know, I know we meme about like MMORPG being your very first project. Like, and like that's really difficult or whatever. When I say difficult, I mean it's probably almost impossible if you've never made any game. But I was like, can you not do that? Like, can we just make a simpler version? And then I was like, oh, I wonder what will happen if you crowdsource MMORPG development, where it's like kind of like where Reddit used to be. You put out how much money is required within each month, like the monthly cash goal of maintaining the server that people can donate or buy stuff to support that. And then the development itself is done by like the group of people. So the development itself is the MMORPG. Access says, how can I code faster? I don't know, dude. That's a great question. I think part of it is just trusting your intuition. You do end up coding a lot messier if you're trying to do it fast, but don't make me stop you. Okay, so journey mode here, we're going to have a little map, but before I do that, that means I'm going to try and grab my Delaunay triangulation because that's what I'm using in order to do it. And part of the Delaunay triangulation, I think I did it on here. So I'm going to copy and paste what I've done here to get the logic because, you know, I don't always remember everything I did. So I'm going to do this. Probably replace the draw logic. So instead of drawing like the points and the lines, I probably will use some texture instead. So we'll make some adjustment there. But at the least, the information generation part would be correct. So the journey mode, we're going to come over here, graph map journey mode here, class name journey mode. And then we're going to have this, which will break. And also another part of coding fast is reusing codes that you have already written, you know, which is actually difficult to do. Surprisingly difficult to do. Because, you know, a lot of times you make very purpose-built code and then trying to reuse some of them for different purposes can be a little confusing. Hold on, I'm going to put on some music in the background for myself. You're not going to hear it, by the way. So don't worry if that's something you do. Let's see, maybe you will hear it briefly. I got to make sure. You know what? I'm going to mute it completely. There it is. Boom. No, nothing for the audience. Just for me. Okay, I don't remember putting this in my queue. Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire is playing right now. There you go. All right. That's better. Okay, Cooley says, no, not the MMORPG. That would just be an RPG. The MMO was the friend we made along the way. Yeah. Hold on. Bone Circus here. Bone Circus says, I built a universal shader transition system so it's modular and the artists can fiddle away. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. I need to do one of those things eventually. I feel like I always skip over the scene transition part because I'm so focused on, okay, so these are the kind of lessons I learned over the years, I think, that I learned to adjust for. I'm so like, okay, well, I got to figure out this is how I'm usually right? I go, okay, here's a game mechanic. I want to figure out the game mechanic first. I'm going to use that as a main theme. So I create the scene with just the game part. And then later I go, okay, shoot, deadline is coming along. Like I have to post this in 1 hour. I've been just working on this the whole time. Now I need to add scene transition from title screen to whatever. Sometimes I don't even have title screen. So if I do that, I'm like, oh, okay, I did it. Okay, what kind of transition should I use? I go to shader, whatever, and then just quickly put everything together. So then I get into a position of like never actually formalizing and making a custom solution for things like scene transition. So I probably need to clean that up eventually. But here we are. Here we are. Bone Circuit. I mean, feel free, by the way, guys, if you have something that is really useful, that is a great resource that you find useful, we have a resources and guides section. You should post it here. Should I make this into a forum instead of a post so that people can have like topical posts of the resource and guides? Maybe. I don't know. Right now it's just like a Discord chat, but I know it is really hard to just go there. I need to do one of those cleanup time. I mean, there isn't too many. Could be an interesting read. Post it here if you have something. Oh, somebody DM me. Sorry, I got distracted trying to fill up a chat. Anyways, let's see. Access says, I'm treating you like YouTube search history, lol, sorry. Yeah, I mean, that's the fastest way to get an answer. You just ask a streamer a question and then they'll give you, I mean, it's like step below ChatGPT answer, no? Or above. I guess depends on the topic. I could be either below or above the ChatGPT answer. Bone Circus says, I am as old as the Unix paradigm, one thing very well. I mean, when you get that old and when you've been in the industry for that long, it does come with nice copious amount of library. Kinesher says, I heard Ring of Fire from Tony Hawk. What? Ring of Fire from Johnny Cash. Cooley says, no, I already read that. CPP Hater says, something that is easier to navigate than just plain chat would be amazing. Yeah. Okay. Maybe forum is better. Maybe the forum is better. Demo says, what deduction can I claim on my Texas? Oh, sorry, wrong streamer. Are you married? I mean, there's also default deduction, right? Depending on your marriage status. And then you have the donations that has a limit up to a certain amount. And then your interest that you paid for loans. And then you can deduct, I believe, your losses from trading, short-term trading. I don't know if the long-term trading losses are actually deductible or not. That's all I know. There might be more. Coley says, asking the real question. Yeah, exactly. Does donating my time count? Yeah, no, I don't think so. Okay. All right, so I need to clean this up. Right now, it's just a straight up regular Delaunay's triangulation. It doesn't even show up. I'm going to have to come over here and figure this out. You know what? Before I make the changes, I should probably make it so that it works normally. So what I'm going to do, just going to do ready. On ready, I'm going to have this run. But instead of ready, maybe I should do it on start, right? Because that's what I was doing. So over here, instead of using the tester, if I go to the game, if I start from the game's perspective, right now I have the title screen. If I click on it, does a transition? Hey, it created something. I mean, it's missing some stuff, but it's not nothing. Things are working, as it were. Things are working. So that's more than I can say for myself, because I don't think I'm working. My throat's a little horsey right now, but it's not because I'm sick or anything, but I feel like I've been using my voice too much. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, our community is so nice. Just saying hi to each other. We recognize everyone. That's great. Okay. So the graph map has the journey mode, and we have the Delaunay triangulation. I'm going to create a point of interest very quickly. All right. Let's say it's going to be 32 by 32. I'm thinking like, because I've been using or I've been playing with playing the game He Is Coming so much that I almost feel like the aesthetic of that in a black background seems pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that whatever is the journey mode, the background will be black. Not sure. I probably should have a camera of some sort because I want the map to be generated and then camera to be able to like move around. The black background. What would be the best way to paint the black background? Colorect. Would it be? I don't know. I'm not going to worry about that just yet. I'm just going to create my little icons. So we have point of interest, bunch of them, right? Travelable nodes. I suppose we could have some interesting things. I don't know if this is the right color palette for it. We'll figure it out. So let's say we have some sort of simple graphics. Boom. This looks like something. What would it be? I should probably plan out more a little bit. Shari Singh says, have the Obsidian contact you, sir, yet? No, I don't think it'll ever happen. Maybe I should reach out to them. That's funny. I know you're joking, but that question cracks me up every time. It's just some weird. Oh my goodness. Okay. There you go. Some sort of mountain. This should mean something, right? So we got, let's see, I'm going to have some plans here. Type of nodes. How about we give it a little note here? Maybe we can create a new note. Speaking of obsidian, how do I create a new one? Create a new vault. Yeah, I'm going to call this journey. And then I'll put it on my project folder. Documents, Godot. Once again, I don't want this to be too complicated. Once this starts becoming too complicated, I've lost my way. I just need to know some basic stuff, like, and then what the basic stuff does. Let's see, go to a project. We're calling this a journey. Wait, did I not? I think I might have saved this in a wrong folder. It's under OneDrive. Dang it! OneDrive. OneDrive strikes again. My least favorite is when my file just gets auto assigned to a OneDrive. Hate it. It's under OneDrive documents. Journey. There it is. I'll journey. We're gonna select this folder. Oh, we should probably hold on. Project management. Select. We're gonna create this real quick. CPP Hater says classic OneDrive. Yeah, classic OneDrive, always butting in where it's not invited. So we're gonna create a new file, I think. How do I do that? New note. There you go. All right. So we have player, season, year, def, map, point of interest. Let's see. So what can happen? What can it control? I think the gameplay is probably something that I need to focus on here. Bone Circus says double handling awaits. What? Bone Circus says documentation away from source is not anti-fragile and more kabuki. Documentation away from the source? What do you mean? Junior Myar says that's why you just uninstall OneDrive. I try several times. Sometimes it just comes back. It just comes back with vengeance every time I have some sort of updates. I don't have time to figure it out. Let's see. Kid Astro says reject Windows, embrace modernity. We all going to use Matrix instead of Discord. Interesting. Okay, so player moves around on the map. Each movement takes time. A number of season. Should we? Maybe I should do number of. Yeah. Or a number of movement per season. Get to preview or Fog of War game is to discover the world. Certain spots, each spot shows adjacent node, so player knows and can choose where to go. Hey, thanks for the gifted, Devi. Another one. Hey, here we are. Godot says, hey, what's up? Not much. We're taking a little break from our yet another project that we've been working on because Cooley talked about it's Cooley's fault, by the way. A game jam, the Godot Wild Jam, is Journey. So I'm just kind of participating in it. Not too hard. I'm trying to do it within the next 2 hours. I'm trying to make a game within the next 2 hours. Nothing crazy. So I'm trying to get this going. Yeah, Daniel says, dang it, Coley. Yeah, exactly. Jeremiah says, first letter of my last name, huh? J-R my R. Oh, I see. Mr. Jeremy. Ah, I see. Mr. Jeremy. Okay. I joined Discord yesterday. I'm Mr. Jeremy over there. I see Mr. Jeremy. I'll refer to you as Jeremy. Oh, Junior my R, Jeremy. That must be funny. Okay. Jeez. Sherry says, Bone Circuit. Oh, no, we talked about this. Sir, are literally drinking water from a jar. Yeah, exactly. Jar package. This water is jar packaged. Well, anyways, welcome, Jeremy, to our Discord. Thanks for being here. Shari, it's always set old puff. Oh my gosh, people are just speaking in codes here now. Let's see. CPP Hater says sudden gift to sub always scare me. I'm sorry. You know what? I can lower the volume here. I mean, I can't complain too much because I'm getting something out of it, but Devi says it's my thing. Yeah, it is Devi's thing. Devi's, I think you're at 40 now. Thanks for the support. Cooley says he really just blamed me. Yes, exactly. OG Korean song. I have some stuff actually. Almost to 50. Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's a goal. You're single-handedly meeting all the goals here. Jeremy says your YouTube video struck a chord with me, so going to start posting game updates over there. Oh, great. I mean, that was the purpose. So I'm glad to see you there. A lot of people are, I think a lot of people are finding it to be something that resonates with them. So been seeing a lot of good updates. Fun stuff. You know, it's actually kind of exciting to have somebody like always post something every day. It's pretty active now these days. It used to be pretty quiet, but now it's like going on all the time. All right, anyways, so each spot shows adjacent nodes. Some spots reveal special. Player can try to go to the spot to gain additional feature. Some spots have map traders for a receiving map. And I think I'm gonna say there's a coverage percentage as the high score / win condition. So you get to see percent discovery for the map. And then I guess it's going to always have the exact same amount of nodes, to be fair. So let's do that. So we're going to have 100 spots. That means we're going to have very specific point of interest here. Should there be like upkeeps, like you have to replenish, so like money is a problem? I mean, because there has to be more than just single thing, right? So player needs to manage. Player is managing years. Older you get something. Older you get something, right? I feel like there has to be something there. Or is that too realistic? It just needs to be abstractly be relatable, I think. Devi says, I'm trying to decide between getting a cricket or something else. Cricket is really nice. If you're a crafty person, cricket is really fun. Bought Cricket 3. It's good for creating like stickers and cutouts and stuff like that. Of course, I think the full deal is getting Cricket and a 3D printer, right? But alas. Hold on. I'll be back. I gotta refill my water. Y'all chat up. Okay, what's going on here? Sherry says, yeah, sir, please. Pretty active nowadays because there are millions of bots are active on every big platform. Oh, yes. We're all bots here. Let's see. Debbie says, I got to make my berry stickers. I got to make my berry stickers. There could only be one berry kingdom. No, just kidding. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. Cooley says, having both, I can agree. Cricut plus 3D printer is awesome. Yeah. I mean, basically, that's like a mini shop setup. But I don't know anything about 3D printing. Radioactive says, whoa, what? What's up? Kid Esther says, I want bots that give me money. Yeah, me too, actually. Where are all the bots that are handing out money? Something. Okay. So I don't know about the effect of this, but I do think that there's the provision, maybe. You need to refill provision. Does provision refill automatically, or is there money related to it? I don't want there to be like a purchase management. Because like there's no combat, so like what is it even? I think provision happens automatic refill on certain note types. Okay, so provision is important. When provision is empty, each traveling without provision reduces health. So that means there's health. That means there are some dangers. So you have provision. In order to move around, you need to hit certain type of nodes as you go. Sherry says cricket support. No, it's called cricut. Like it's a little machine. It's not cricket, but people call it cricket. Hey, look at that. Oh, wait, what just happened? Wow. I got so confused. I was like, hey, sorry for not saying anything about this. Thanks for 25 gifted or community sub. Not me just ignoring it. Oh, hey, what happened? All right, bye. Just kidding. Radioactive, thanks for the gifted 25. Look at us. Cooley says, oh, that's cool. Love my Bamboo A1. Holy gift to sub. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thanks for the gifted, everyone. Or Radioactive specifically. Appreciate it. Radio says, what? No worries. I ignore all of it. I can't ignore it. I think this might be the single biggest gifted sub. I know Devi is still the biggest contributor, but this is great. I never seen level 6 of Hype Train before. So here we are. Appreciate it. Cooley says, shiny chance increase. Get your berry splinter. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're at 145% chance of shiny. Oh my gosh. That means it's 100% right now. I made it so that it increases by like 5% per gifted, I think. And I rarely like anticipate people to do this many gifted. So I didn't really adjust it for it. So right now, there's basically 100% chance of getting shiny berries, guys. So if you're going to ever get a shiny, right now is the time. Jesus or Jesus says, what's the gem theme? It's called Journey today. We definitely met some sort of goal. Appreciate it. Wild gem today. Well, this is great because I was like, oh man, I might have to cut it short today because I got a rental car for the weekend. And, city parking is that it's like 2 hours max. So I parked at a place where it's like 2 hours max about an hour ago. So I feel a little nervous about it, and I'm hoping that it's okay. Anyways, Wild Jam is Journey. So reason I said, oh, it's great that we have gifted sub because now I can pay for my parking ticket if I get one. So anyways, appreciate it. Thanks, everyone. It's Journey, and then there's an extra theme here, which our cartographer hid in plain sight bullet time. If you want this, I can share this right here. This is the gem link. Coley and Void is laughing. Yes, we're all joking out here. Hey, Fruit. Welcome, welcome. All right. Well, either way, let's continue on here. So, okay, so we have health and provision and years. I'm not really sure what the year would do. I guess the age, the provision consumption becomes less effective. I don't know. I mean, there has to be a limit, like natural limit. Okay, I'm gonna do it without the decay. I'm gonna say there's a unlimited number of years. You don't die at any number of year. Um, I'm just gonna go off with this for now. So certain points have provision. It provides provision. Certain points reduces health, and then certain places, locations, provide temporary movement speed buff. Very simple. So I think I'm going to add a few spots here. Let's do. Should it be completely random? Hey, hype chest. Let's open this. Fruit says shiny happy people. Ooh, I'm shiny. Yeah, everybody's shiny today. Look at all these shiny. All right, if you want your old berry folk as well, on Twitch, you got to redeem the plant berry folk seed, and then you got to water it 9 times. Once you water it 9 times, you have a chance of grabbing. Once this goes away, I can show you. Wow, that's a long time. So these are available berries on the top right here. You can see how many are available. You have a chance of getting one of those things, and right now there's 150% chance of those being shiny. So shiny versions look a little different, just to let you know. Yeah. Cadastro says, join a jam because you get comments on your game and people playing your game every day. It's very healthy. Yeah, I mean, it's fun, at least. Cadastro says, Twitch hates me. Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to make this plugin for YouTube chat as well, but it just doesn't work very well. Also, I don't have a API or like plugin for YouTube chat plugin, so somebody has to develop it. I'm not going to do it. Anyways. All right, so I think that's all that is. Point of interest, let's list some. We have Mountain Pass, Village, and then I guess, should there be a risk? Like, oh, we'll probably do something. We got the Village, special interest. And then those will be like very special bonuses, maybe. I don't know how complicated I want to make it. Maybe. I mean, it would be cool if there's like secret of like if you collect 4 pieces of this unknown relic, you get a different ending. I wonder what would happen if you get 4 pieces of different relic. You unlock secret ending. I guess that could be it. But it needs to have direct impact, I feel. Okay, Mountain Pass, Village, Forest, and Ruin, and then let's see. I guess different places could have different impact and pros and cons. So there's an actual fun of making a choice of going through one way or another. Kadashra says YouTube Live is not going to surpass Twitch at any rate. Yeah, I mean, they're really slow about things, and also they're very reluctant on providing API. Kadashra says, Ezra, you have to have a target play time. Aim for 110, 30 minutes. My target play time is 15 minutes or 10 minutes. So first time playthrough will be like failed attempt, like about 4 failed attempts. And each failed attempt would feel like 5 to 10 minutes. But then if you're really good at it, you might be able to get it within 3 play, right? Kidester says, I'm seeing overscoping in real time. I'm not adding any new features. I'm just trying to figure out what are the interesting time points. But yes. If I do relic collection, that would be definitely overscoping. I don't want to do that. Night Pass has seasonal areas, like Mountain Pass is blocked in winter. Ooh. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm supposed to finish this game in an hour. I think at least. I gotta have the swamp, of course. Yeah, we'll have some swamp. All right. This is going to be really hard to implement. I have a feeling there's going to be a very difficult. I'm gonna have to lock this down. Hold on. I'm not gonna even do any special interests. It's just gonna be a simple game, and then if I want to add some sort of like secret areas, though, like I feel like that is like the fun of exploration. How about I just do like named places? I hide named places, and that's like 100%. Like you have two stats at the end. You have named space discovered versus amount of map area explored. Maybe? Kadashir says, I meant for 2 hours is too big. Maybe 8 days. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I probably will come back to it on Monday, but I do want to get most of it done today. Swamp does sound good. Ugh. But there's no real danger. All right, I'm going to just draw a few things here. We got the mountain pass. Actually, because they don't have to be, let's see, because they don't have to be animated, I think I can just put it into a single sheet. So I'll just make sure that the grid is sized to 32 by 32 here. And we'll do a quick one. So we said some village. I don't know what the village would look like. I guess village could be just like little circle, little wall thing. Little homey, humble abode type of situation. Like so. Hold on. I'm trying to be not too detailed, but it still needs to look somewhat believable. So it's funny because in my ear, what is it? What's the song? It's playing Living on a Prayer right now. So it's like halfway there. I'm like, I'm not halfway there. All right. Looks a little crazy. I mean, should I make it even simpler? I think I need it to be even simpler. It needs to be like flat. It can't be that like fancy 3D view. It needs to just be like, here's a home. Like, boom. Oops. And this is what it looks like. I think. Like that. And then maybe I'll give it just little window. I don't know if the window should be colored in or hollow. I do feel like it needs to be hollow. Let's do a background so that I can kind of tell what it would look like. Probably more darker here. Yeah, I'm trying my best to keep it simpler than I would otherwise want to make it. This is kind of problematic though. I'm going to fill in the color here for now so I can move it around. Okay. And then probably do one of these. Like that. It doesn't look like a village, but it looks like a home, but you know, it's okay. That's the point is it just needs to look like something. There has to be a better imagery for a village though. Sheep, maybe? Bone Circus says if program has mirroring, start symmetrically and fill in offset. I don't know if it does or not. Village equals many houses, right? Yeah, I want to try to keep it like. Okay, how about this? What if I do it like this? Oops. Will that read better? So if I go like that. And then just have this. Oh. There you go. What if I keep this even shorter? There you go. Village. That's my village. All right, everyone. I think that's good enough. Okay. And then we can have forest, right? Forest might look something like this. I guess I shouldn't build in. I gotta be careful here. Because part of me is like, because I'm imagining kind of like the what do you call? Because I'm imagining these like these things in oh my gosh, English words are just not coming to my mind right now. What am I saying? Because I'm imagining this to be in CRT filter, that I feel a sense of jeez. It's so hard to speak right now for some reason. That I'm like building in like lines. Forest. Okay. And then the swamp. Swamp. How about this? Swamp. And then maybe it'll have like little lines. Looks like a peanut. Roasted peanut. Hold on. There's a better way to do this. Probably something like this. It kind of looks like farm field actually. Hold on. Like that. Maybe we need to do darker ones here like that. Okay, that looks a little bit better. It feels a little bit swampier. And then probably put like little lily pads. Well, this looks like more like a pond. I suppose pond is useful for something. Right? Lake, pond. Catastrophe says the CRT line go between the pixels. No worries. Yeah, exactly. It just needs to blur it out. Bone Circuit says if the program has no. Catastrophe says Bone Circuit. You a game dev? I assume Bone Circuit is. Devi says the speed at which you do this is mind-boggling. Oh, is it? I don't know. I mean, it's kind of ugly, so I'm not trying to do anything fancy here, but I appreciate it either way. Hey, if you're impressed, I'm not going to stop you from being impressed by me. You know what? I'll take it. That's a lesson I learned over the years. Take the compliment. Take the compliment, Ezra. Nobody hates or nobody likes a humble bragger or whatever it's called. And then I think what I can do, this could be interesting right here. If I can come up with something brighter like this. Something like that. There you go. Hold on, something. Okay, that looks okay. A little bit curvier. Mountain pass. Right? OneDrive, document, journey. And under graph map nodes, this is POI icons. What else did we say? We got the swamp. We got swamp twice. Lake. Is lake different from swamp? You know what? I'm just going to merge this. I'm going to say swamp lake. We got mountain. We got forest. You know what's funny? Swamp, forest, mountain. In Magic the Gathering, swamp and island is different, right? So, I don't know. Bone Circus says... Wait. Oh, Catastrophe and Bone Circuit is just chatting. Bone Circus says, nothing wrong with vomit draft dev art to get it working. Exactly. Nothing wrong with it as long as it gets going. It gets the system going, you know what I mean? Solden says, hello, Ezra, 2336 here, soon Saturday. Woo! Oh, wow. That means that's 11 p.m. over there. Wow. Very late. Well, thanks for being here, Soldens. I'm working on little icons, yeah, for the particular game. You know what's ironic is that technically these same icons could be used in my roguelike RPG game when I finally get to the map part of the game, right? Yeah, you can. So I guess I'm just kind of like doing the same work here. So I'm not like losing any work here. Envy says, how are you showing the blue grid line? Under select or under view, there's a grid option. You can set the setting here so that you can determine how wide and high the grids are. And then if you want to show it and turn it off, under view, show, there's grid. So you can turn it on and off like so. Yeah, no problem. Kinaster says, lake is not a swamp. Well, is this swamp? That's the real question. Hey, thanks for another gift at Devi. Appreciate that. Thanks for the follow, Roadrunner. Let's see. CPP Hater says, the swamp is nice and swampy. My mandate is complete. Gotta go now. Okay. All right. Bye. Let's see. All right. We're good here. Mountain Pass is good. I suppose, I don't know. Island doesn't do anything. Water doesn't give anything interesting, I think. I do think that we need to make some sort of ruin. So ruin's going to be a little bit cooler color. And then I think we're probably going to do something along the lines of this with a little bit of hole here. Maybe I'll fill this up like that. Like so. We'll do little castle stuff. We need to chip it away a little bit. Like so. And then maybe sideways. I'm looking at this as kind of a major thing. That's not reading very well. Change it. Make it look like some sort of structure that's behind. Maybe I'll put a little bit of brown something to make it look like there's some stuff going on. Not sure what that would be though. Okay. Good enough. Nobody's judging, right? You guys are not judging. There you go. That's ruinous. Nobody's judging here. All right, so mountain pass, some ruin here. What else? What else? We got forest. Envy says, loved your deck building coding videos. Oh, thank you. Very cool to see someone go through the process. You should make more like that. Very informative. Yeah, appreciate that. I'm trying to do it. I'm probably going to redo the deck builder as a single video, probably a little bit longer instead of a series. And then I am working on my dungeon creation series, which I've been doing. And then because of the popular demand, I probably need to do a networking one eventually, a multiplayer game. So we're on the way. Envy says, how are you showing the blue grid? Oh, no, I already read that. Okay, cool. All right. So village, blah, 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 blah. What else? Mountain Pass Village, Forest, Ruin Swamp. Do I add anything anymore? Is this enough? It's enough. Okay. I'm going to say it's enough for now. All right. POI icon's done here. Boop. And then we're going to go to the map node here. So technically, map node itself could have the... Should I make a resource for it? I mean, I could make a resource for it, but we know for a fact that when we hover over, we need to provide some information here. I'm not going to do a resource. I'm going to make a node specific to each one of them. So we'll have a sprite 2D, which will be the icon texture. Oops. And then map node here, we're probably going to just... I might regret this. There's a very high chance I'm going to regret doing this as an inherited scene. But for the sake of time, I'm going to do it this way. So under... Where is it? Graph map node. Create mountain pass. You're going to create your scene. Create village. All right, I'm just going to close everything just in case. Swamp. All right, everyone, pray for me that I don't get lost here. Forest and ruin. Okay. Forest. Ah, shoot. All right. I was not in the new node. Okay, inherited scene. How do I do this? Where is it? New inherited scene. New, oh, no, I just got to do it here like this. There it is. Forest. Node, new inherited scene. With a swamp village, mountain pass, forest, ruin. That's the last one. Ruin. Boom. Sick. All right. I'm going to go through each one of them now and update the texture. Cooley Draw says to Devi, well, Devi says something. Solden says, thanks for the gifted sub to Devi. Devi says anytime. Devi also says, pizza for dinner, sketching my berries, watch Watch as it's a good night. Oh, sounds like a great night. It's always a good night when we're hanging together, right? Envy says, oh no, I already read that. Bone Circuit says, if the palette was organized for hues, you can cycle around it later for alternative color. Oh, are we talking about the old school palette cycling techniques? I do actually really like I've watched a few videos on the palette cycling, and I've seen like the old techniques of like using palette cycling for animation. Like you can actually animate certain things via, I mean, it's like low key shader tech. Bone Circus says many early inventors argued over color relating to chords and music and whatnot, or what color is primary over others, as long as you can loop over it. Yeah, correct. Yeah, I remember the old school stuff. Hey, I'm not that new school. I mean, I'm like, I would say compared to the people from the '80s and whatnot, I'm like almost, I'm like a transitional generation, given that I was born in '89. So I'm technically still '80s baby. I'm like 5 years off X generation, I think. Gen X. Remember those? Oh, I know it's memed over, so I'm the one of the older millennial. Okay, let's see. We got Atlas. Where's the Atlas texture? There it is. Atlas texture. We're going to grab our POI icons here. The width and height is just simply 32. For sake of speed, I'm just going to copy this. Copy this, and then, oh, okay. Forgot to save it with this off. Okay, that's good. That is not a village, but it's okay. I'm just going to open up each one of them. Forest. Paste as unique. Ruin. Paste as unique. Swamp. Paste as unique. Village. Already there. Okay, so now I'm going to select the actual region it needs to be, which will be 32 for the village. Swamp is 32 times 3, I think. No, 32 times 2. Yeah. Okay. Ruin. 32 times 4. 32 times 1. I was right, actually. Got the ruin here. Mountain Pass. Um, 32 times 3, I think. Yeah, correct. Then forest is as is. I think we're good here. Sick. Keep that as it. Nothing's happening just yet. A diarrhea. I don't know how to read those. Diarrhea. I don't know. Hi. Says, when we were young, we ran around with poo on a stick and we had a blast. And that was game development. Exactly. The other Zach says, generations aren't real. These people who had cell phones in middle school and people who had a good childhood, the rest is nonsense. I see. I see the kind of conversation that's about to happen. We'll try to keep it streamer friendly here. Solden says, as someone from a proper 80s, I'll allow you to be called 80s kid. Thanks, appreciate it. 80s in spirit. 80s in spirit. Yeah, I've been exposed to some of the 80s stuff. Okay. And technically, my parents kind of had me late. So, in terms of parenting style, I would say I would be exposed to the same kind of parenting style as 80s kid would have. No? Wouldn't you say so? And that's what matters, right? Okay. Parents from the 50s? Close enough. 60, early 60s, like 62. All right. We got the game going. We got the map journey mode here. It draws line, but then the points are wrong. So we're going to fix that part real quick. All right. So clear is clear. I'm not going to worry about that. So when we're running, we decide how many map points we're making, which is great. So we're going to export that out. Export var POI account. Let's call it 80. That could be a lot, but that's good enough, I think. POI is going to be 80 here. And then so instead of that, we're going to use the POI account as the point of truth. New point has been created. Instead of new point being node2D, we're probably going to create new POI, which will be right now one of these things. The ratio is kind of important, but for now, I'm just going to say evenly distributed. And the preload of these packed scenes will be over here, since the journey mode is responsible for handling it anyways. Unless I make a factory. I mean, I could technically make a factory class under here. But that's like, I feel like that's just over engineering it. So I'll just have a constant that loads these things on static time, meaning it'll be queued up in memory, so it's okay. Just Kovina says, can't confirm. I saw him drink a tears of junior devs to restore his youthful appearance. What? Oh, Cooley Dev says, Ezra is actually over 1,000 years old. He just keeps a young image by feeding off Twitch chat. Exactly. I drain you and just drain everyone's youth. Hold on. Oh, we're still at 160% shiny chance. Here, hold on. I want to try to get one. It's actually, despite me having developed this myself, I haven't built in a way to guarantee a shiny for myself either. Let's see what I get. Ooh, I got the shiny Barry Allen. Here I am. That's what I wanted. Solden says, so the idea is old. What? Solden says, so part of my game idea is based on a friend's game idea he had way back 2011, 2012. And today he sent me 11 pages, A4 almost like US letters, of notes on the ideas. Nice. Well, nothing like receiving a full-on game design doc. At least it's telling you what to do. Kadashor says, did I get a thing because I did redeem the thing on Twitch? Did you? I mean, usually it's on the message if you did. You can see people doing it right now. Wow, Kidestro. Yeah, you did it. You got the special Wiseberry, the mustache version. That's a rare one too. Oh, I like the shiny Diceberry. That's one of my favorites too. Kidestro says, oh, that's me. Yeah, that's you. All right. I'm going to say packed POI array of packed scenes. I don't even know if I can do that. Will this be allowed? We'll see. We'll find out. The forest. It might be like, you can't do that. You can't do that, sir. Mountain Pass. Rain. Ruin. I just read it as rain. Swamp. Village. All right. Okay. At least it's okay. And then for each of these nodes, I'm going to pick random and instantiate right now. And maybe in the future, we can change this as something else. Before now, it's just going to be map node. The position here is range here, so I'm going to parameterize that as well. This should be within the... Should I use the BSP? Because if I use binary space partitioning, the gap between the points are more consistent. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use BSP so that I subsection the area better. It's some error. I just need to open up my dungeon generator project somewhere in here. You can't do a single command, just Covino. You just gotta change to Barry Allen first and then do shiny command. Change Barry and then go Barry Allen. And then if it's not already shiny, you go shiny. You can turn on and off your shiny version by using the shiny command. Wow, look at all these shinies. Devi, you need to plant more. Come on, plant more berries, Devi. Get a special one. You just got a regular berry, Alan. Or a berry. Just Kavuna says, so cool. Yeah, exactly. Cadastro says 320p here. Not sure. Oh, what the heck? Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. Okay. So I'm going to grab my BSP logic. Hopefully that can just work. It's been a while since I used it. Yes, I developed this, but a lot of times I don't remember how I meant to use my own program. And that's, I'm going to say that's okay. All right, we got the binary space partitioning here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use the BSP generator. And then subsection this section. BSP for even partitioning. And then I think I can just generate rooms and then provide the size dimension. So since I want to say the icons are 30, so let's see. Map size should probably be, I don't know. Should be like, if the icon is 32 by 32, so that's like the icon size. And then I say, hey, I'm making about this many, right? And then I want about double the amount. So I think that's probably a good, and then I give it a gap margin. So it'll be like, give like another 32 to each one of them. That would be the map size. And if I do that, when it generates it, it provides a BSP dungeon info. Right. Which I think I could navigate and just grab the leaf nodes. I guess I should do, hold on. I should probably get the use the generator. Maybe not the generator. Over here for the BSP logic, dive into it. And then I can say, hi, var, or not var, function get leaves, which will be array of room node. And then that will be result. Unfortunately, this will be recursive. I have a little bit of fear in this, but we'll see. Well, I guess I could do it recursively. Or not recursively, but iteratively. So let's do that. While current BSB room node is root is not null. I do think that this should be more like this here. Var q is array of the room nodes as well. And then we're going to put the root in there. Current is going to be a remove back, pop back. And then, so we're doing first in, first out, right? Breath first church. Yeah. So we're popping the thing. So that means we're going to do this while this is not empty. Q is not empty. We're just going to keep going and say, hey, if for current in, or not current, child in currents subdivision, which is array of room nodes, we're just simply going to push. You know what? I'm going to push back and pop front, because pushing front happens a lot more. Solden says, oh no, not recursive. No. Hey, Kitty World. Welcome, welcome. Devi says, nah, I got a goal of 20K. 20K? Oh, that's right. Hey, it's not going to stop you that much. Just plant few berries. You'll get there. Not a problem. Or you could wait for me to make your... maybe if you're okay with it, I could add special version just for you. One of your favorite characters. Your own berry in our berry world. They right now is invading us. So we're going to push back, pop front. And then the pushback would be the child here. So we're pop, 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 pop. And then no longer once. So if the terminating condition is if the current node subdivision is empty, let's say, then it's actually a leaf node. Boom. And then the result will collect. It's going to keep diving in. And then eventually we're going to have a result that is just the leaf nodes. Okay. So for the leaf nodes here, once we grab it, BSP generate rooms, and then we say, hey, for POA, okay, for the number of counts we have here from the BSP, our position, POI position will be this. Hold on. We probably should do BSP leaves. Get leaves here. And then from the leaves, we're going to pop random. Pick random. Can I pop random, really? I want to... shuffle. Actually, I should... but this is going to take so long. We're going to shuffle it once and then just pop the back. Or let's shuffle it twice. We're going to shuffle it twice and then pop back. So that'll be efficient. This will be the new POI position. Room info is going to be rectangle. So it's rectangle is going to have the position part. Vector 2, the center of this, which will be basically position plus half of width. Our room info, BSP room info. And then we're going to say, hey, it's position plus this size divided by 2. And then this is the new position. New POI will have the BSP POI position. So I don't need to do a random one. It says cannot infer, so I'm going to provide this. There you go. New POI position has been set, and I'm providing the points here, which will be now. What are we calling it? I might have to provide more gaps though, actually. I have to give like 100 to 56. Because otherwise it might be too close to each other. Though I guess this can be something that I adjust later. All right. Points are going to be an instantiated version of map nodes. So this is actually a map node here. Dio says, make a unique V berry, which is just another type of berry, so everyone can have their own unique berry. Yeah, maybe. It could be some kind of redemption. Okay. So map nodes, guess these are going to be the POIs. Bad naming convention, but it's okay. So we just populate a bunch of POIs. Generate random POIs fitting into one of the BSB nodes. And then over here, we're creating edge that's just a triangle. That's fine for Delaunay's. This one has a position as well, so it's okay. Points could be POIs. It's going to provide some triangles for the edge. I think it'll be okay. Points not declared in the current scope. Yeah, I know. Clear. We're going to queue free everything in there. Set it to an empty array. Oops. At least I don't have to do any thinking, but it's still a little tough. Invalid argument for triangulate function argument 1 should be array of nodes. I can just simply change this. Say this can be a map node. But the thing is, like, the map node is anyways node to the extension, so I don't know why it doesn't like that. Like, it's basically node 2D. It's saying it should be array of node 2D, but it is array of map node. Why don't you just treat it as 2D? Like, only thing you're using is a position information anyways. Okay, that's good. All right, so we got the edges here. Triangulation. Relation to make connections. We're making edges here, blah, blah, blah. Push back edges for point, We're doing min heap to reduce or make connections. And then selected edges. We're selecting some. We're getting the unselected one, and then we're adding back few. We're probably going to add back, like, I don't know, the POI count divided by half. I think that'll be okay. We'll see. From on the selected shuffles, we're bringing it back in. Draw triangle. Okay. So this one, we redraw. It's going to draw a bunch of stuff. We don't have to draw the points at all. Triangle is going to be a line. We don't have to draw circles at all. So the triangle is going to be the edges. And this goes away. And then at the end, after drawing is done, we're simply going to go through all the POI in POIs and then add child, which will be automatically drawn here on the journey mode itself. Let's see. Let's see what that looks like. I am curious. Frozen. The generation logic is too big, I think, potentially. Hold on. Let me try small amount first and then see if it still freaks out. 80 count is too long? That sounds wrong to me. I might have to make it more efficient, potentially. Okay, something else is breaking, I think. I gotta figure out where the crash is happening. Okay, it's coming down here, making the BSP leaves. Oh, okay. This one is not ending. We're going through the nodes. Current area should be split rooms, sub area. Wait, what is this? Oh, the generation is taking too long. Try to do. Okay. Seems like the BSP split is taking a while. Oh, wait, I didn't provide the minimum room size. Oh no, that's why. Minimum room size is 0 by 0. Let's make it so that the minimum room size is 125 by 125. Hopefully that'll be fine. Okay, great. Can't really tell because I can't move around. I'll probably add it to a scroll, maybe. Control Shift D expands the editor. Does it? Control Shift D? I don't know. On where? You gotta explain to me. Also, is this something that I want to do or not? Okay, so it does work. So I can do 80 here. Okay, I'm gonna make it, let's see, how about 64 by 64 as a minimum size so that things are kind of next to each other. Okay, kind of. Well, I think it's working. I just need to make sure I can kind of scroll around. I don't know what the best way to do that is. We'll see. We'll find out. Ah, jeez. Definitely not finishing this before the stream is over. I actually already need to go soon. What do you think is the best way? Camera. What if I have smooth positioning and then this is going to be really bad, but what I can do I can set it up so that the main camera position is equal to the get mouse position. It's gonna freak out a little bit, but because of the position smoothing, it could actually work. Oh, that's right. I gotta sign it. There you go. You can kind of see it. Things are a little bit too far apart, maybe, right? I think we still want it to be a little bit closer to each other. I also want to add back little more cycles. What do you think? I do feel like there needs to be more cycles connected. To a point where, like, I'm not even sure if I want to... Okay, hold on. These are close to each other. Maybe the map size itself needs to be smaller. So the room size is okay, but I think I'm working with too big of a space. So I'm going to get rid of this. Oops. Make it a lot smaller. As long as it fits it. Command Shifty. I mean, mine is Alt Shifty. Control Shifty. It just duplicates the line for me. Oh, is it Windows key in? No. I don't have it. Sorry. I'm sure. Okay. This feels better. There's still big gaps, but I think that's okay. It's not terrifying. There are two swamps next to each other. Interesting. I do think that it needs to be smaller. Bone Circus says, don't know on your Stopware OS. I'm sorry. I'm a noob with Stopware, future AI Windows, whatever you want to call it. Okay, hold on. So 64 by 64 as a room size is okay for the BSP. I still think that the issue is that I'm doing this like this. I could reduce it, but if I'm half it, then it's like exactly the number I need. No? Am I crazy? No sweat. Yeah. Thanks for trying though. Okay, this looks a little bit better. Maybe, maybe not. I'm gonna add back more cycles, or is this enough cycles? What do you think? There are two ruins next to each other, some mountain pass, some village. I think this is a good starting point, right? That wasn't too bad. Should there be more? Pretty interesting. I don't know. I think this is pretty cool, actually. Also, I probably need to have a add a drag area. Let's see. Drag margin here. Let's say I do this. Something like that. I mean, obviously that's a little bit. I mean, I'm cheating a little bit. So the camera is moving slowly towards my mouse pointer, but because there's a drag area, as long as the position that it wants to go to is within this drag area, it won't drag. And then if I go out of it, it moves the camera. This is pretty cool though. Okay, so we got the ruins. Nice. All right. We just need to put a limit and then a little bounding box here. And then start making these POIs clickable. But now that the POIs are here, if I add area, so for example, if I go, so if I have the main or map node, then let's say I make it so that there's the area here where click area. And then I make this input be pickable and do a collision area with circle. And let's say the circle is 32 by 32, so 16 radius. maybe a little bit bigger. Let's do 20 so that has some leeway. And I'm going to do mouse shape entered. Mouse shape exited. And say I have an outline shader somewhere. I'm even using it for my recent one, so I'm just going to copy and paste that. Gosh, you need to really tell me how to say your name. Every time you show up, I'm like, I don't know what it says. Anyways, Dio says, you can make this a little fuzzy on edge X. Oh, is it diarrhea? Diarrhea says, what do you mean by little fuzzy? I'm interested. Let me know. You can make this a little fuzzy on edge. Little fuzzy on edge. Fuzzy? Whatever could you mean? All right, that's the shader. Just gonna click on the icon texture. And then we're gonna create the material, new shader material, create a new shader. Map node shader under map node, create shader editor, boom, boom. Parameter, we're going to call this probably something like this. On, off. On entered, we can make the icon textures material as shader material. Set shader parameter outline true, and then off false. Boom. Now they are hoverable, I think. Oh, okay, and then they're not unique, so we're going to make it unique now. Boom. Icon texture. Resource local to scene. I think that's what'll change it. Boom. There you go. Look at this. Haha. And then we can have some information hovering over it. And of course, there's a few ways to do it. Daria says, I forgot what you called it. You have the area where you don't trigger scrolling. Oh, yeah, the drag area. It's called the drag. Says you can make that little fuzzy on edge X. Edges? Fuzzy? Oh, like the make it like wherever the drag area is, make it like fade out, you mean? To indicate that there's more? Yeah, I guess I could. I don't know how I'd do that right now, so I'm not going to think about that. I meant you can make it so it's not an on-off thing, but the boundary of this area is a little fuzzy, so there is a band around it where you scroll proportion to how far. Yeah, I could do that. I'll probably do that. Klee says, I must have a thing for physics. I keep wanting to, yeah, so that the drag velocity differs based on how far into it. I think that's a good idea. Klee says, I must have a thing for physics. I keep wanting to make physics-based game now. Gonna try to physics-based platformer now. Hey, you mean you go to what you're used to. I keep making roguelike maps. It's kind of like that because there's a drag speed. So it's accidental. That's the drag logic. It's the automatic camera option. I mean, we can make it even stronger. There are some options that I could change, but all right. So each individual is hoverable. Alternatively, we can provide is hover, is selected, whatever on it, and have the process actually do that instead, where if is hover, then we set this up. Otherwise we turn it off. Alternatively, you could just set this as is hover thing. Boop, boop, boop. And say this is like is hover equals true. and then do this is hover equals false. Start. Then blah. There you go. Still works. Great. So now we have a flag associated with it. And alternatively, we could even also have a signal that says on hover. And that one can trigger on this. Signal on hover exit. I'm not really sure if I want to do this, but we'll see. So that'll signal out. Cool. I think we're good here. I really need to get going. So I can't dilly-dally anymore. But it seems like we're in a good place. I mean, game mechanic is simple enough that I'm not too worried about it. You just click on it, year changes, provision goes down, and then you can have activity. I wonder, now I think about it, I feel like there should be a unique activity per icon. So for example, on village, you can buy provision, which doesn't cost money, but it costs time. So every action costs usage of provision. I gotta think about this. But like, you would want to go to swamp because swamp has blah, 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 or something like that, right? I think that makes sense. Otherwise, people would be like, oh, why am I going here versus there? Well, your whole goal is to discover everything in this world. Oh, right. Fog of War. So I need a Fog of War here. And then I probably would also want to zoom in a little bit so that this whole thing is under a canvas container. All right. I think that's it for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Been having fun here. I know we're not doing our usual stuff today, but it was fun either way. I hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day tomorrow. Cooley says, thanks for the stream. No problem. Thanks for watching us. And thanks again, all the gifted subs and followers. Devi and jeez. Sorry, I forgot your name already. Devi and Radioactive. Great session today. All right. I'm going to raid out on Twitch here. Boom, boom. Let's see who's here. Okay, we got Hypnotic here. We got Big Boy. We went to Big Boy last time. We also went to Fresh Fern last time. I haven't been to Adam in a while. But Adam, I don't know how long Adam has left. So it's either Hypnotic or Adam, I guess. Hypnotic can use it here. It's been a while. All right, we're going Hypnotic. Bam. You gotta check on the parking. I have a feeling that I already actually have a ticket. I'll be so sad. All right, fingers crossed, everyone. Okay, thanks. Bye. All right. And then goodbye, YouTube. Here in a bit. Here we go.